indoor and outdoor pools while your kids become pirates on a water adventure on the pirate ship attraction. The Breakers Resort in Myrtle Beach. Everything you need for that perfect vacation.
HTC Home Security watches over my family, home, business, and property 24 hours a day. And it's security I can afford to protect those that are most valuable to me. With free installation and a low monthly monitoring fee, HTC offers the added peace of mind and the protection that I need for the things that matter the most.
Get a security system for as low as $99 with free installation. Call HTC at 843-369-8971 today. Certain restrictions may apply.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Don't miss a chance to win the perfect Myrtle Beach vacation. Register now for your chance to win a 7-day stay in an oceanfront beach house. Treat your family or friends to a trip of a lifetime. Soak up the sun and fun and experience true Southern hospitality while enjoying quality time together. Nothing beats escaping to the beach. Enter today before it's too late. Click now and register for your chance to win a trip to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
From Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, it's the 34th Annual Beach Ball Classic. Brought to you by VisitMyrtleBeach.com, Southern Asphalt, HTC, Ocean Lakes Family Campground, and Elliott Beach Rentals.
Hello, live from the Lambeau at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. I'm Jack Murphy with the VisitMyrtleBeach.com pregame report. Buddy Stiers joins us now. You know, the mayor said on a previous broadcast a few days ago that Myrtle Beach was kind of the capital of West Virginia. There's so many folks from West Virginia that have moved here, but North Carolina has got to come in a close second. I'm from the Tar Heel State. You are. When did you come here?
I moved down here in September of 1954 as I started the 8th grade.
Unbelievable. Family was in the hotel motel business?
Yep, my dad bought a motel, and it still exists today. It's one of the only ones still left on Kings Highway.
Yeah, the beach is transformed and changed, and sports tourism is one of those events that has changed. You've got to be pleased with the growth. You kind of spearheaded a lot of the redevelopment out at the former Myrtle Beach Air Force Base.
The Air Force Base looks great. The Market Common, it's just come along wonderful. I mean, it's greater than I think we even thought it might be.
Now, I know a lot of the pretty much 35 and under crowd have gone out there with the mixed-use living apartments above, but there are vacation rentals out there at the Market Common area as well.
They are vacation rentals. They're really nice. There'll be a great New Year's Eve affair out there. Last year it was just tremendous. I mean, it was so many people there that they're trying to find a way to control everybody, but it was a great event for the Market Common.
I know the Chamber of Commerce has a lot of events out there, Beach Boogie and Barbecue. They do the dragon boat races out there.
Right.
Of course, you've got those sports parks out there, the athletic parks for softball and baseball for travel teams. So a lot's going on in our old town.
Well, you know, in 1997, the base produced almost zero property taxes in Myrtle Beach. And today it's probably approaching $4 million.
Unbelievable.
So a year.
And more economic development is on the way out there.
And more economic development's on the way. Everybody works good together. You know, the Economic Development Corporation's getting a new director here in about a week. He'll be new on the job, and we'll just see what we can do.
Is there any truth that you used to be a pretty good shag dancer?
I have been known to do it.
I would think so. It's the South Carolina dance, for Pete's sake. Beach music originated here. You can find out about beach music, all the fun things that are happening at Market Common, and sports tourism galore out there as well. Visit MyrtleBeach.com. We'll be back with more of the Beach Ball Classic right after this.
Don't miss a chance to win the perfect Myrtle Beach vacation. Register now for your chance to win a 7-day stay in an oceanfront beach house. Treat your family or friends to a trip of a lifetime. Soak up the sun and fun, and experience true Southern hospitality while enjoying quality time together. Nothing beats escaping to the beach. Enter today before it's too late. Click now and register for your chance to win a trip to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Got game? Then bring it to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The city of Myrtle Beach hosts more than 3,000 teams and 10,000 games each year and features first-class tournament facilities. From the expansive multi-purpose Grand Park Athletic Complex at the Market Common to the state-of-the-art all-weather synthetic track at the Doug Shaw Memorial Stadium. From home runs to hole-in-ones. If you've got game, then bring your tournament to the city of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
HTC Home Security watches over my family, home, business, and property 24 hours a day. And it's security I can afford to protect those that are most valuable to me. With free installation and a low monthly monitoring fee, HTC offers the added peace of mind and the protection that I need for the things that matter the most.
Get a security system for as low as $99 with free installation. Call HTC at 843-369-8971 today. Certain restrictions may apply.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Passion, pride,
intensity,
leadership,
teamwork,
memories.
6 days,
11 schools, 20 games,
22 teams.
One goal.
Advance to the dance.
Visit MyrtleBeach.com.
Big South basketball champ.
We'll see you in Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach Madness. Buy your tickets today.
Go big
or go home.
Welcome to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, home to the 34th Annual Beach Ball Classic. This is America's finest holiday basketball tournament, and we're at the Lambeau Arena inside the Myrtle Beach Convention Center getting ready for the team from Las Vegas, Bishop Gorman, taking on a team from Phoenix, Arizona, Shadow Mountain, two excellent teams, and this the final game of the day, and I think it's going to be a good one. Hi, folks. Welcome back to Myrtle Beach. Mike Hogwood here, along with Van Coleman. Good to have you with us here at the Beach Ball Classic. This really is fun, and these two teams from out west, Van, they're pretty good.
They can play. I'll tell you what. I see Bishop Gorman a lot because I live in Las Vegas, of course. So it's an easy game for me to do. They're probably the biggest high school team in America across the front line. They go 7 foot, 6'11", 6'11". Absolutely can dominate the inside game, but they've got skilled bigs. Shadow Mountain, on the other hand, likes to get out and go up and down. They're going to put a lot of pressure on those bigs to not get into a rhythm, and that's going to be the fun part of this game.
Man, let's talk about our key players in the game today, and we will start, of course, with the big guys of Bishop Gorman.
Well, when you look at the breakdown in this game, inside, Gorman, Chase Jeter, Steven Zimmerman, 7 foot, 6'11". Jeter's going to Duke. Zimmerman is being recruited by everybody in the country. On the outside, Ugo Amadi, a key shooter, 6'1", senior, can flat out shoot it. He's a guy that can really make a difference. On the other hand, they got two guys for the Matadors of Shadow Mountain who are going to make a difference. J.J. Rhymes, 6'4", junior, who really has come on this year with his ability to score, and Craig Randall, 6'4", senior, who's been their leading scorer. These two guys are going to drive things. They're going to put a lot of pressure on folks, and it's always nice to be part of the show now.
Yeah, it is. We're about ready to go here. We'll have our starting lineups and our opening tip-off from here in Myrtle Beach at the Beach Ball Classic, brought to you by VisitMyrtleBeach.com.
Welcome to the Breakers Resort, located on the beautiful white sand beaches of the Atlantic Ocean in the heart of the Grand Strand. You'll feel at home in the Breakers' spacious rooms and be amazed at the beautiful views from your private balcony. Enjoy a cool drink from the Red Parrot Bar and Grill, then relax in the 418-foot lazy river. Take a dip in the indoor and outdoor pools while your kids become pirates on a water adventure on the pirate ship attraction. The Breakers Resort in Myrtle Beach. Everything you need for that perfect vacation.
My HTC digital cable service connects me to my favorite shows and new release movies with video on demand. So I can watch what I want, when I want, and I can choose from more than 200 channels, including digital cable sports. I'll never miss a play for my favorite team in any season. With HTC, it's a win-win, because HTC connects me with the things that mean the most.
Score big with ESPN3. More college sports action on 8 more channels. Only $5 a month on Passport Plus. Call 369-8967.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at visitmyrtlebeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
Passion. Pride.
Intensity.
Leadership.
Teamwork.
Memories.
6 days.
11 schools. 20 games.
22 teams.
One goal.
Advance to the dance.
Visit myrtlebeach.com.
Big South Basketball Championship.
We'll see you in Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach Madness. Buy your tickets today.
Go big.
Or go home.
The 34th Beach Ball Classic brought to you by visitmyrtlebeach.com. And as we said, two great teams here. You mentioned, Van, you're from Las Vegas. I want to talk to you a moment about this Bishop Gorman team that has won 5 out of the last 6 state titles in Nevada. You got to give Grant Rice some credit. He's got a great program going there. And this is a team that really defines in that part of the country basketball excellence.
Well, it certainly does. You know, last year was their first year that they knocked off Findlay Prep in the Big City Showdown. They're a team that, you know, has really grown. Now, this year, it's been a little bit of growing pains for them. The big difference is they had a 3-year starter in Noah Robotham at the point guard. The young guys that have taken over that job had to learn that job on the fly this fall. And that's why they're 10-3 right now. They've struggled a little bit against pressure, but I think that at the Tarkanian Classic here in Vegas last week, just before Christmas, they really grew up as a team, and I think they're over that now.
You mentioned Robotham. He's having a great year at Akron as a freshman. He's playing great, and Richie Thornton is a guy who's stepping into those shoes. Those are big shoes to fill. I think the way he plays tonight might be a key because you look at the balance on that Gorman team. You got the 2 big guys you're talking about, both of them averaging double-doubles on the season, and then a couple other guys who are averaging close to 10 points a game. It's a really balanced team. Let's move over and talk about Shadow Mountain just for a moment. And I think we have to mention who is not going to play.
That is right. We've got an injured player in Mike Bibby Jr., their 6'1" point guard, probably their top talent on their ball club, being recruited by Memphis, Southern Cal, Florida State, Gonzaga, Oregon, and Oregon State. This is a young man who can make a difference in any game he's in. They do not have him tonight.
And Mike Bibby, the coach, and you couldn't ask for a guy with more experience.
Fair player.
A lot of people don't realize that he played for this team, the Shadow Mountain team, led him to a state title back in 1996, but of course spent 14 years in the NBA after leading Arizona to a national championship.
Well, and until 2 nights ago, he was the leading single-game scorer in the history of the Beach Ball Classic.
How about that? We had the Luke Kennard, who had another great game today. This is the 4th game of the day, and Malik Felton, who's also had a great 50-point game. So we've seen some big-time plays in this tournament.
I tell you what, Luke Kennard has, I think, really brought everybody back to believing that he should be a McDonald's All-American with his play here. 52 and 39 in back-to-back nights. Malik Felton had 51, almost broke the record. Matter of fact, missed the shot at the end of the game that would have broke it. So we've had great play.
You know, you see basketball literally all over the country. You have a famous camp that a lot of players go to. This tournament really does not only draw great teams, but it draws a lot of great players, and we have seen that over the last couple of days.
Well, you know, not only this tournament, but almost every year. I went back and I started to look at trying to get some top players in each of the decades that I'd been here, because I've been here since the 1980s. And I started looking at it, and the list was so long, I gave up on it. There was too many players in each one of the decades to really get it down to a 5 or a 10 top players in a decade. It's amazing. I remember a couple years ago that Alan Smothers and I put together a list of the top 30 guys that we had seen here in the tournament, and we probably left another 25 guys off that we said were deserving. So amazing talent at this tournament. We're going to see it again here tonight. You're going to see two big fellas here for Bishop Gorman and Chase Jeter, who's going to Duke, and Steven Zimmerman, who's being recruited by Kansas and Kentucky and Arizona and UCLA and UNLV. They're going to put on a show. And don't be surprised, Mike, if you see three bigs on the floor at the same time.
By the way, I got to give you some props for working Alan Smothers' name in. He is the head of all the broadcasting that's going on, and that's very, I should say, appropriate, whatever it is, to work his name in. That's good. We're about ready to introduce our starting lineups here, and Bishop Gorman, a team that beat Socastee in their first game and beat them soundly, 84-39, led by 31 at halftime. Shadow Mountain, a team that beat Scott County from Kentucky 67-47, but only led by 8 at half. And you got to believe this is a team that's still getting adjusted a bit to playing without their junior, Michael Bibby, who has a torn meniscus and is out for the next 6 weeks. What are you expecting in this game tonight?
Well, what I'm expecting is that Shadow Mountain, to have a chance to win this ball game, has to control the tempo. They got to force the kind of action they want to force. They're going to try to take the half-court offense away from Bishop Gorman wherever they can by going 94 feet. I think that's a reality without a doubt. And then Gorman, they're just going to try to run their offense, get the ball inside, play a little inside-out game with their bigs, which they do very, very well. And they are very, very tough if you allow them to do that.
Well, we'll take a look now at our starting lineups. And first, the Boar's Head starting lineup for Shadow Mountain. J.J. Rhymes, who had 18 points in that win over Scott County. Ben Ashby, Craig Randall, another key. He had 17 points in the first game in this event. Darian Spottsville and Isaiah Jones, the starting lineup for Mike Bibby's Matadors of Shadow Mountain. Now on the other side for the Gales, Bishop Gorman. Very balanced attack as you take a look at their starting lineup. Steven Zimmerman is a double-double machine, and also the 6'11 Chase Jeter as well. You got Amadi, who is a tremendous three-point shooter. They need consistency from him from behind the arc, according to Grant Rice, Richie Thornton, and Nick Blair. Off the bench, they've got a great instant offense. We don't mention Charles O'Bannon Jr. He comes in off the bench and often gives them double figures as well.
As well as Zach Collins, a 6'11 forward who can play inside out, who will be their big man for the future and as only a junior. I look at their ball club, and they go about 7 or 8 kids who will play Division I basketball at some time down the road.
Amazing.
So they're very, very deep. If Richie Thornton does the job handling the ball, and he's going to get help from a young man by the name of Julian Payton, who's a sophomore.
Yeah,
who also
Gary
has,
Payton's son.
That's
yeah.
right. Also has a famous daddy in Gary Payton, the glove. And if they can get the kind of play out of him off the bench that they get out of Blair and out of Collins and O'Bannon, I think that what you're looking at is they're going to be a very tough team to beat tonight.
You took a look at that bench, and O'Bannon averages 11 a game coming off the bench. Collins almost 10. You've got two basically double-figure scorers that come off the bench.
Two
that
starters,
is
two
really
starters
big.
on every other high school team maybe in the country. When you look at it, then the thing is they've got other kids, Byron Fronin, Chase Nemaya, who's are guys that would start on most high school teams across the country. They've got size, and I think, Mike, when you look at it, they're a very special team. If they can get the ball past half court, they're tough to beat.
Well, and you talk to folks around the stands who are sitting on press row and say Gorman is going to be really tough to beat. But you know what I love about basketball? You got to play the game, and we're getting ready to do just that.
Well, we've seen that in a lot of these games here tonight. We thought the games would be lopsided in some cases, and they've been barn burners right to the end.
Our officials, our referee, Jody Moots, our umpire, Esau Johnson and Joe Rosano. And it'll be J.J. Rhymes going against Chase Jeter. First possession of the game to Gorman. They're in white. Shadow Mountain in their road blue uniforms. Thornton is number 2, you were just talking about a moment ago. Big guys not afraid to take that three-point shot. It'll be Thornton first shot of the game.
Tell you a guy who's going to be tested on the inside is Isaiah Jones. He's going to really have to do a job, I think, on that backboard.
Isaiah Jones wears number 44 in blue. Three-point shot is way short by Craig Randall. Randall scored 17 points in that game against Scott County, but he did not shoot the ball well. He was just 5 for 17 on the game, and they've got to call a timeout. I talked to Randall before the game. He said he spent the entire morning in the gym just putting up shots. He knew he didn't shoot the ball well, and he's got to have a good shooting night tonight.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. There's no way he can be 5 for 17 and then have a chance to win the ball game. He's got to be a guy that gets is efficient, above 50%, hopefully closer to 60%, get some buckets in around the basket, play that inside-out game that he's very, very capable of. You know, TCU, Ole Miss seem to be the schools that are most involved with him, and they really like his athleticism and his brains. A guy that goes in the gym because he had a bad game the night before is the kind of guy you can win with, no matter what level you're playing.
Impressive. Well, Shadow Mountain took that 30-second timeout. Good ball movement. But traveling inside is Ben Ashby, the 6'5 junior.
Can't look over your shoulders. You got to know that, yeah, those big guys are there, but that's what that basket. Put them in jail. Use that basket to your advantage.
Open for a three and leaving it short is Amati. Offensive rebound inside, and so far both teams a little cold to start out.
Yeah, a little nervous here. Seems like both of them pressing a little bit.
Here's J.J. Rhymes you were talking about. He wears 0. Rhymes, the 6'4 junior, takes a baseline.
Comes from a famous basketball family in the city of Phoenix. They've had some Division I players in that family over the years.
Of course, he must be pretty good at poetry.
Because everything rhymes.
Everything rhymes. The 3 ball there from Craig Randall. And that, what we just saw, is what Shadow Mountain's going to have to do to win this game.
Yeah, they've got to shoot it well from the perimeter, and they've got to disrupt bringing the ball up, which was another thing they did on that one, causing the tipping the pass away.
Destin Nasser, number 3, is in the game now for Shadow Mountain. He's listed at 5'10", but I love basketball coaches. You can put height anything you want to.
You know,
the 5'7" is stretching it.
I'll tell you what happens. If they're below 5'10", they get taller.
Absolutely.
If they're above 6'9", they get shorter. I've seen that both ways. It's till they get to 7 foot, and then they want to start claiming they're 7-footers. But that in between 6'9" and 7 foot, you never really know how big they are. And below 5'10", forget it. It doesn't make any difference.
I know this much. Zimmerman, number 33 in white, is really tall. I believe every bit of 7 feet.
Well, and he's long on top of it, too, Mike, so he plays a lot bigger than that even.
I'll tell you another thing. He's got a tough time trying to find a pair of shoes, too. That is Zimmerman. Off balance, fade away. That's big time right there.
He has a great shooting touch for a big man. There's no doubt about it. And the thing is, he does almost as well. He passes the ball almost as well.
Good ball movement inside. You were just talking about Isaiah Jones. Strong move to the bucket.
Yeah, he's a young man that's going to have an excellent game if they're going to be in it. Not that he has to outscore anybody. He's just got to compete on every play.
Whistle and our first foul of the ball game. Shadow Mountain out to an early lead here. Again, we say that's why you play the game. Most people thought this Bishop Gorman team that won the Beach Ball Classic back in 2009. And I think it's safe to say many people thought they were the favorites here coming in. Chase Jeter, who's headed to Duke, missed that shot.
Well, notoriously, they are a slow-starting team, so I'm not going to be, if I was a Gorman fan, wouldn't be too concerned at this point.
In the game against Socastee, they were 1 for 12 from 3 in the first half. Second half, they were 50% from behind the arc. You're right. Nice block there by Jeter. Hey, what, he can play some defense, get up off the floor, number 4, the 6'11 senior.
Well, I think they've got to establish that. They've got to make people think about that shot every time they go towards the basket.
Jones was thinking about it that time.
And don't be surprised if they stay stagnant offensively to see all 3 6'11 players in at one time. They did this very, very successfully earlier this season. And they call it their trio of trees offense.
Right now, that front line, Nick Blair at 6'5", Zimmerman at 7 feet, Jeter at 6'11". That's a big front line by
college
any
standards.
team.
Yes,
exactly.
College standards.
You know what? And that was a great defensive possession, I thought, by Bishop Gorman. They blocked the shot. It was tough to get the ball inbounds, and there they created the turnover.
You know, the thing is, they're a team that plays both ends, even with their size. It's not all about offense with them. Their kids will play both ends. They'll play themselves out of a funk with their defense.
How about Nick Blair just hitting the three? And there's another great defensive play, but not a good pass, and Richie Thornton is going to be whistled for the foul his first.
I think Steven Zimmerman thought he might have had his arm grabbed a little bit when he was making that pass, but no complaint, just go back and play. Tell you what, got to give Shadow Mountain credit. They are very feisty, they play hard, they compete, and they attack you.
Just right there, attacking the bucket is Spotsville, but standing in the way was Zimmerman. And again, Gorman turns it over, but they give it up to Amati, who takes it in for two. Well, you would say that this is not the most picturesque basketball that we've ever seen here in the first couple of minutes.
Not early here, but I guess, you know, it's like anything. Sometimes kids, when they get into a big game and a big tournament like this, it takes a little bit to get that adjustment made. No matter how experienced you are, it's a new building, it's a new place, new group of fans, it's all different.
Let's just say defense has been the order of the day here early, as Bishop Gorman has just taken their first lead of the game. Now it's 7-5. Off-balance shot won't go by Randall. But there's the scrappiness again of Shadow Mountain. Able to penetrate, taken away by Jones. He scores. Nice play by Isaiah Jones.
You know, the thing I would tell if I was Grant Rice, I'd be telling my guys, hey guys, let's control the basketball. Let's not get in a big hurry.
Zimmerman leaves the three short. You told us he can shoot it from out there.
Oh, yeah, he can.
Timeout on the floor, 11:38 to go here in the first half. Well, it's not been pretty basketball, but it's dead even basketball. Bishop Gorman and Shadow Mountain all tied at 7. You're watching the Beach Ball Classic, brought to you by VisitMyrtleBeach.com.
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is upping our game with a brand new state-of-the-art indoor sports complex. The Myrtle Beach Sports Center is just steps from the Atlantic Ocean and features 100,000 square feet of year-round tournament and event space. The center offers a combination of 8 regulation basketball courts, 16 volleyball courts, and more. With over 70,000 square feet of free span space, this massive venue can host everything from mat sports to trade shows. For more information or to book your event, contact the Myrtle Beach Sports Center today.
Passion, pride,
Intensity,
Leadership.
teamwork,
memories.
6 days,
11 schools. 20 games.
22 teams.
One goal.
advance to the dance.
Visit MyrtleBeach.com.
Big South basketball champion.
We'll see you in Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach Madness. Buy your tickets today.
Go big.
Or go home.
Welcome to the Breakers Resort, located on the beautiful white sand beaches of the Atlantic Ocean in the heart of the Grand Strand. You'll feel at home in the Breakers' spacious rooms and be amazed at the beautiful views from your private balcony. Enjoy a cool drink from the Red Parrot Bar and Grill, then relax in the 418-foot lazy river. Take a dip in the indoor and outdoor pools while your kids become pirates on a water adventure on the pirate ship attraction. The Breakers Resort in Myrtle Beach. Everything you need for that perfect vacation.
The 34th Beach Ball Classic here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, brought to you by VisitMyrtleBeach.com. And we were just talking about this a moment ago. Grant Rice was really not happy with the way this
not at all.
team's been playing.
He had a look on his face like somebody had just shot his dog. I mean, he's basically telling his guys, hey, come on, guys, calm down, control the ball, make our possessions count for a while, just get into a flow. He was not very happy. They're trying to run on every play before they actually have possession.
Shadow Mountain now with 6 turnovers here in the first 5 minutes of this game. Give that Gorman defense some credit. 3-ball rattles out. And it'll belong to Shadow Mountain.
You know, one of the things there, it's funny when kids get into a gym this big, Mike. I just watched Richie Thornton aim the ball rather than shoot the ball. Really was trying to get a feel. And sometimes this difference of having that wall be so far back, it takes them a while to get used to it. And they were not tested in the first game to know really to have to get their game together.
Well, we just saw your point illustrated. J.J. Rhymes put up an air ball. And down on the other end, Jeter drives to the bucket, and he is fouled. Jeter will go to the free throw line.
You know, Chase Jeter's done as much in changing his body over the last 12 months as any player in the country. It brought him up to a level where he was the first alternate for Team USA, and the minute they lost a player to injury, they pulled him out of the top 100 camp this summer and brought him back to play with Team USA. He had a great run with them, and I think is put himself in a position to be one of the top kids in the country.
Well, as the case with a lot of big men, Van, he's got to work a little bit on his free throws. Hit that one, but did not shoot them well in the first game. 1 for 2 there to give Bishop Gorman the lead.
I think once he gets out of high school and is going to play for a guy by the name of Krzyzewski, he'll probably get a lot more concentrated on that free throw line.
I should say so. Carlin Brooks, number 2, into the game now for Shadow Mountain, and they have yet another turnover, and it's converted down to the other end by Blair.
Yeah, I've been amazed how well Gorman has turned them over. I thought it would be the other way around, that Gorman would struggle with the pressure.
That's now 7 turnovers here in the first half, and that might be a 10-second call. Another turnover. I tell you what, against a team as good as Bishop Gorman, you've already got 8 turnovers and still 10-20 to go first half. That does not spell to
No,
good things.
that's not a good thing, especially when Gorman started a little slow here and gave you a chance to be, in the game and maybe even out in front by 2 or 3 buckets.
Gorman's not exactly lighting it up, shooting it. Now 4 for 11 as Jeter missed it. Quickly the other way and on the drive. No goaltend called. Jeter blocks the shot the other way. And
that one was
Richie
real close.
Thornton
That one could have gone either way, Mike. That was one right up there at the apex.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be called, but no whistle.
Sometimes officials can be affected by that size as well. When you got that much size out there, they think, yeah, they can go get that.
That foul's whistled on Chase Jeter. It is his first. This is the largest lead of the game now for Bishop Gorman at 5.
And the largest team you will see on high school on the floor at one time this year. 7 foot, 6'11", 6'11", 6'5", 6'1".
Zach Collins in the game, 6'11". And that's what Shadow Mountain needs, the 3-ball.
That's your guy, was out working on it all day, Craig Randall.
And he's got 2 threes, 6 points. Collins just into the game, he can shoot it.
He's going to play power forward in college down the road. He's got a whole lot of really good schools, everybody from Arizona and Baylor and Memphis to UCLA, Gonzaga, California, New Mexico, Wake Forest, Virginia, a lot of schools.
And he's only a junior.
Yep.
And he's not even a starter.
No, he's not a starter, but I'll tell you what, that's probably one of the few high school teams in the country he wouldn't start for. There's a lot of folks that like to have that young man playing for him.
At the free throw line, J.J. Rhymes, that is his first point. He had 18 in the win over Scott County. The foul was on Nick Blair, and that is his second foul. But this is a Gorman team, as we said, that is deep along that front line, and they can withstand sometimes a little bit of foul trouble from the big guys.
Well, you can go to Charles O'Bannon, you can go to Chase Nemea, you can go to a whole lot of different guys, as well as Zach Collins, who's already in the game.
Here's Thornton. Thornton, number 2, tries to do a dance on the baseline, and
I tell you
he's
what,
fouled.
he turned around and was begging that one from the referee because the referee wasn't calling it at first, and then he kind of looked around and said, "What, ref? Come on!" Got the late call.
You know this is a dancing town, don't you?
Well, I know that. That's
you're
the
the
shag.
dance called the Shag.
The Shag was developed here. This is a famous place as far as dancing. In the 50s and the 60s, it was the place.
And that ball dances through the twine for a 3 by Zimmerman. The 7-footer steps out and nails one. Wow, what a player he is. On the drive, Destin Nasser was fouled, number 3.
What I always wait for with Steven Zimmerman is I'm waiting for the guy that's going to motivate him. Because when he gets motivated, he can be scary.
Well, before they could get Blair out of the game, they had a sub at the table waiting for him to come in. Blair commits the foul, and now he's got 3.
I guess we're going to see some of those other guys play.
Yeah, that might be the last we see of Nick Blair this first half.
Now we're going to see Charles O'Bannon Jr.
Charles O'Bannon Jr. wears number 5 in white. You may have heard of his dad, former UCLA star.
That's right, All-American at UCLA, Charlie O'Bannon, and who, by the way, sits on the bench over there.
Good move by Zimmerman, but
down at the end of the bench, right there's Charles O'Bannon sitting down there at the end.
Does it make me old because I called some of his games?
No, I watched him in high school.
Okay.
I evaluated him in high school.
So I don't feel
doesn't
so
make
bad.
you
I don't
old,
feel
Mike.
So bad.
This makes you a kid. Don't worry about it.
I got it. 4-point lead by Bishop Gorman.
I mean, Mike Bibby was one of my campers over there, so, you know, it doesn't make you old. You're fine.
We've just been fans a long time.
Been around the game for a long, long time.
Foul was on Julius Payton, who's just come into the game, and 30-second timeout has been called. 4-point lead, Shadow Mountain going to the free throw line. I've been told everybody calls him Chuck O'Bannon now. I guess if your son's Charles, you got to differentiate in some way. So Chuck is now the dad. It's just like Mike Bibby's son is Michael Bibby.
I always look at it this way. Sometimes you just call one JR. One's junior and one is dad.
There you go. Early shooting, Shadow Mountain 5 for 13, just 37%. On the other end, Bishop Gorman shooting 50% on the game.
You know, shooting 50%, but neither team has handled the ball very well. Of course, Shadow Mountain's got 8 turnovers to only 3 for Bishop Gorman, but both teams have struggled a little bit with that. I think what's kept Shadow Mountain in the game, even though Gorman has a decided size advantage, they're being out-rebounded by Shadow Mountain 12-4.
That is surprising. Ben Ashby can't hit the free throw, and if Shadow Mountain wants to win this game, that's something they're going to have to do, make free throws. O'Bannon. Reminds you of his dad a little bit. 3-pointer, and it's a 7-point lead now.
Well, there's a reason the young man averages almost 10 points a game coming off the bench. He can fill it up.
Tell you what, when you get that zone and Zimmerman playing out high in the zone, that's a lot of long arms to throw the ball over and around.
Yes, it is, and I'll tell you what, I think he's got like a 7'4" wingspan, so he plays even bigger than his size.
They do get the ball inside, and a good job by Jones drawing the foul. You know, Van, you talked earlier. You said Isaiah Jones is going to have to play well in this game. I think he's played pretty well here in this first half.
Yeah, you know, he's rebounded the ball well. He's around the ball. He keeps the ball alive for them. Those are the kind of things that you got to have. You know, he's kept the ball alive 2 or 3 times. They got 3 team rebounds because of that. And I think that's one of those things that he's got to do. Plus, you know what? He steps up there and knocks that ball down at the free throw line, which a big's got to do against a team like this because you're going to get fouled.
5 points now in the game for Isaiah Jones. Randall's got 6. One of 2. It's a 6-point Bishop Gorman lead. Again, you were talking about the glove. Gary Payton, his son, is in. Julian Payton, number 10, and wow. Now the shooting's starting to pick up a little bit. The big guy, Zach Collins.
He has a sweet shooting touch around the basket.
Ashby has his shot blocked. It is tough inside against those tall trees. The pull-up by Payton. And Bishop Gorman's on a run. Now the lead in double digits at 10. Taking the ball to the bucket, Craig Randall. He draws the foul. He'll go to the free throw line.
You know, it's an amazing thing that one thing you don't want to do with Gorman, as big as they are, you don't want to get into a running match with them. Their bigs run like they're 6'5". You watch Zimmerman and Jeter and Collins get up and down the floor. That is their most effective lineup, is when they have the three bigs in together, as far as what I've seen throughout the year. People underestimate how quickly these guys get up and down the floor, Mike.
Shadow Mountain has not shot their free throws well at all. They are now 2 for 7 from the line here in this first half.
Look at the first guy down the floor. It was Zimmerman.
When you got a 7-footer who is athletic as he is, you can see why a lot of folks want him, and it can shoot the ball from outside. Zimmerman now with 7 points. And Bishop Gorman starting to put away a little bit here. Critical time of the game. Inside it goes. Nice drive to the bucket. Malik Osborne just into the game, his first field goal.
Well, they're going to need to find somebody who can score attacking the basket.
Osborne in the game against Scott County only had a field goal. Here's the steal. And we told you the importance of Randall. Randall with 8 first-half points.
Well, you can see why the quality of schools that are recruiting him are on him. He's a tough kid. He plays hard, doesn't back down, not afraid of anybody.
Held ball, possession arrow to Shadow Mountain. Approaching 5.5 minutes to play here in this first half. It was dead even until about the 9-minute mark. Bishop Gorman started to pull away a bit. Jones again. I can't tell you how impressed I've been with his play against the outstanding big men of Bishop Gorman in this first half.
Well, if I was Grant Rice, I wouldn't be real happy with the defense my bigs are playing right now. Offensively, they're okay, but defensively, they have not put the effort out.
Excellent point. Off the bench now, Collins with 6. Like he was playing volleyball there. Nobody was going to be able to defend that. Deep 3 by Randall won't go. Inside Zimmerman. Here's O'Bannon.
Too unselfish. That was a play where Zimmerman had the advantage early, tried to make the pass, should have just gotten to the basket.
Then they said O'Bannon, who you just saw going to the bench, when he got that rebound, his foot was on the line. So the ball will go to Shadow Mountain here. They've got this game back down into single digits.
Gorman bench over there doing a little coaching with the young O'Bannon boy. Since Nick Blair's in foul trouble, they may need him later in the game if this game stays close.
O'Bannon is just a sophomore. 3 won't go, and when you've got that big front line, it's tough to get a rebound. Chase Jeter down with it. Wide open Thornton. He's got 4. Collins the rebound. You know, it seems as though Shadow Mountain has taken their chances with Thornton letting him shoot it, and he's made him pay a couple of times.
Well, you know what? If you leave a guy wide open with no pressure on him, sooner or later, if he hits one, he's going to hit 2 or 3. The confidence level goes up very quickly.
Offensive foul on Jeter. That is his 2nd personal foul. We're going to get a timeout here. 3:45 left to play first half. Double-digit lead for Bishop Gorman. They're up 31-20 over Shadow Mountain. You're watching the Beach Ball Classic from From Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, brought to you by visitmyrtlebeach.com.
Don't miss a chance to win the perfect Myrtle Beach vacation. Register now for your chance to win a 7-day stay in an oceanfront beach house. Treat your family or friends to a trip of a lifetime. Soak up the sun and fun and experience true Southern hospitality while enjoying quality time together. Nothing beats escaping to the beach. Enter today before it's too late. Click now and register for your chance to win a trip to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Got game? Then bring it to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The city of Myrtle Beach hosts more than 3,000 teams and 10,000 games each year and features first-class tournament facilities. From the expansive multi-purpose Grand Park Athletic Complex at the Market Common to the state-of-the-art all-weather synthetic track at the Doug Shaw Memorial Stadium. From home runs to hole-in-ones. If you've got game, then bring your tournament to the city of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
During the holidays, our days become even busier with holiday parties and, of course, shopping. HTC is the place to shop for that perfect gift, and they're also happy to help you through the holidays by connecting you with family and friends, being your little helper with online shopping, and settling in with you for a good movie at the most wonderful time of the year. HTC will connect you to everything on your wish list.
For a limited time, get a $100 bill credit with new activation or upgrade. Call HTC at 369-8968.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Welcome back to America's best high school basketball tournament, the Beach Ball Classic in Myrtle Beach. Brought to you by visitmyrtlebeach.com. 11-point lead now for Bishop Gorman. Taking it inside, that is Darian Spotsville, who's had a tough first half.
You know, Mike, you mentioned during the break that the fact that Coach Bibby felt that backing off of Thornton and Blair and letting those guys have jump shots on the perimeter was one of the ways he felt he could control the inside game. So far, that's not working very well for him.
No, it's not. Richie Thornton's made him pay a couple of times. This is Thornton with the basketball. Jeter with the 2 fouls stays in the game and gets the ball down low, falls down, he's fouled.
I think somebody stepped on his foot. He looked like one of those boxers that had somebody step on his foot, just went down, boom.
Foul was on Osborne, his first. Not a good offensive possession at all for Bishop Gorman. Big chance here. The 3 ball goes on the part of Greg Randall. That is his 3rd 3 here in the first half.
I tell you what, right now, Greg Randall's keeping his ball club in the game. He's got 11 points. He's been consistent offensively, and Gorman better find him on the perimeter.
They left Chase Nomea wide open, the 6'6" junior. That time it was a good play because at the other end, Randall again, he has got 13 of Shadow Mountain's 25 points. What a first half for the 6'4" senior, who was the player of the game in the win over Scott County, Kentucky. He had 17, and he's on his way to do much more than that here tonight.
Grant Rice just came out on the floor and said, and called that timeout and said, "What are you guys doing?" I mean, he's absolutely was just dumbfounded that 2 times down, the best player on the floor, they don't even find. He called that because of their lack of defense. Not the bad shot, although that was a bad shot on this other end. They can afford some of those, but, you know, they had the game going their way. Now, right now, they put Shadow Mountain right back in the game. You can't leave a player of Randall's quality wide open. He will make you pay, and he certainly is so far in this game. I like him.
Largest lead, yeah, I do too. Largest lead by Bishop Gorman has been 12. That has been sliced down now, as you said, to 6 points with 2:44 to go in the first half. Thornton works it against Randall. Outside, Collins can't hit it. And Zimmerman did not have good position for that rebound and picks up his second personal foul. But that's one thing I think a young player learns. You know, even though you're 7 feet, if you're not in position to get the rebound, you just got to back off a little bit.
Let it go. Let the man have it. Make sure next time you work a little harder to get a better position on him.
Yeah. And how about this? A three would. Is it going? And we're shooting now at the other end. Rhymes can't hit it. And I mention again the inability to hit free throws. 3 for 9.
And neither team exactly lighting it up from the free throw line here.
When you're the underdog like Shadow Mountain, free throws are a big key.
You can't afford to give points away when nobody's guarding you. I mean, we saw it today in an earlier game where Franklin basically won the game at the free throw line. They were almost automatic.
Zimmerman called for the travel, and well, you take a look at his face. He's a little frustrated right now. He's talking to the officials. Sometimes you just need to forget about it and go play.
Well, he asked what he did. The official said he hopped.
Randall baseline. There's Jones, the rebound. He got another rebound. He traveled, but Isaiah Jones taking on all the big men from Bishop Gorman and holding his own.
I tell you what, he's active. He's around the ball all the time. Even if he doesn't get the rebound, he's getting his hands on it, so his teammates have an opportunity.
Because of foul trouble, Gorman's had to go a little deeper into their bench. Brian Fronin is in, 6'5" junior, wears number 22.
Well, Fronin's one of those kids that looks like, you know, he should be playing a different sport, and then the next thing you know, he gets things done for him. So
that is just tough when you've got the little 10-footer by Zimmerman, but then you've got the 6'11" Collins there for the rebound. He's fouled. Jones picks up the foul, his second. Collins to the line for the first time. That's a pretty sweet stroke for the big guy.
Yeah, he has probably the nicest shooting touch of the three bigs. Zimmerman's probably second, Jeter third.
Again, it's just so tough when you've got 6'11", 7 foot on that front line. Zimmerman, offensive rebound and put it back.
You know, I told you that if something would get him upset, that call on the other end,
yeah, you're right.
All of a sudden we saw more effort on 2 plays in a row than we've seen most of the first half from Steven Zimmerman.
That is a great point because he started talking to the officials, got himself a little upset, made a big play, went to the bench there.
Went to the bench, I think, probably to protect him against third foul because coach can tell him he's up in his intensity. When he does that, sometimes he's a little tough on people defensively as well.
Jeter with 2 fouls is in, the other 6'11" player. Good ball handling, good drive to the bucket.
Oh, my. The little man goes right by Jeter. Got to love that one, Mike.
Yeah, he's all of 5'8". Now you got to like that drive. Collins. Good pass to Fronin, who's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 with just over a minute to play here in the first half. Fronin, who in the game against Socastee had a field goal and 5 rebounds. Everybody got a lot of playing time in that game.
I think everybody needs to practice on both these teams of free throw shooting. I think
it has not been stellar here in this first half. Fronin makes 1 of 2.
Little late night in the gym maybe tonight.
It might be. Offensive rebound put back by Ben Ashby, his first field goal. And it's 5-point game with under a minute to play first half. Collins looked at the shot, tried to get it to Jeter. And another nice play by Jones. Here's Ashby. Jeter down with it. Here's Amati. He'll take a 3 and leave it short. Jeter, rebound, follows it through. That is the first field goal in the game for Chase Jeter.
Well, you know, he's struggled. He's missed a couple little turnaround jumpers, and Jump hook or two. Just hasn't shot the ball well.
How big was that three by J.J. Rhymes, who had an awful half?
Maybe just as big as that one right
and
there.
How about that one counts? Well, you talk about momentum swinging from one side to the other. The end of the first half, Bishop Gorman up 7 over Shadow Mountain. Shadow Mountain with the early lead. Gorman led by as many as 12 in that first half. Tell you what, free throw shooting a little better by Shadow Mountain. This game would be right neck and neck.
Well, I tell you what, it'd be a heck of a ball game, and it is a heck of a ball game, because the way I look at it is, Mike, this is 40-33. It's just a couple possessions. This is an even ball game. Right now, Gorman has not shot the ball well. They've not scored on the inside, and as long as Shadow Mountain can keep them from doing that, I think they control it.
Let's go over now to Caroline Springs.
Thanks, guys. Here with Coach Grant Rice. Coach, a closer game at the half. What's your analysis of your team's play so far?
Well, we started out pretty well, and then kind of had a stretch there where we let them get some threes, and so we got to shut them down. They got some good players. They shot the ball extremely well, and we got to make some adjustments in the second half defensively.
Okay, Coach, and defensively, what are you looking for? Rebounds, hustle?
No, just more closing out on shooters, and they probably, I haven't seen the stats, but they probably had about 7 threes, so we got to cut that number in half.
Okay, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Back to our game announcers, a tight game here at the Beach Ball Classic.
All right, thanks a lot. 40-33 is our score. The favorite Bishop Gorman having a little battle on their hands with Shadow Mountain. We'll be back with our halftime activities here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the 34th Beach Ball Classic, brought to you by visitmyrtlebeach.com.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at visitmyrtlebeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
Welcome to the Breakers Resort, located on the beautiful white sand beaches of the Atlantic Ocean in the heart of the Grand Strand. You'll feel at home in the Breakers' spacious rooms and be amazed at the beautiful views from your private balcony. Enjoy a cool drink from the Red Parrot Bar and Grill, then relax in the 418-foot lazy river. Take a dip in the indoor and outdoor pools while your kids become pirates on a water adventure on the pirate ship attraction. The Breakers Resort in Myrtle Beach. Everything you need for that perfect vacation.
On behalf of the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to invite you to come visit our community. The Myrtle Beach area of South Carolina is a wonderful place to make memories that will last a lifetime. A place where you can spend a lot of time without spending a lot of money. So let's see what you can enjoy on your next vacation experience to the Myrtle Beach area.
Howdy, welcome back. This is the VisitMyrtleBeach.com halftime show. There is excitement going on inside this building And outside, very close to this building, Mark Bill, good to see you, friend.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
You're kind of like the big cheese, the big guru over at the new sports complex, which is being built in very close proximity to where we're sitting.
I wouldn't say I'm the big cheese. I'm one of 2 cheeses.
Well, okay.
But yeah, we're right across the street here, back of the parking lot. We're set to open in March, and everything's on schedule and on time. And
now, when you say scheduled to open in March, going to be a soft launch, or are we going to be ready for business?
No,
from day one?
We'll be ready. We have an event scheduled the first weekend of March, so
Get
we'll
outta
be
here.
ready to go. Yeah. So right now, you know, it's important to get everything under the roof, and now they're laying 72,000 square feet of hardwood, just like we're sitting on right here.
Unbelievable.
Yes, it's pretty neat to watch.
Volleyball is going to be one of those. It's already a big sport here in this area, but going to be even bigger now that you have this arena.
Huge, yeah. Next January, you know, they already have the Grandstand Juniors already holding an event in the convention center here with 16 courts, and that building over there will literally allow them to double that event right out of the box next January.
Wow.
Yeah.
Other sports as well in there?
Basketball,
Right.
volleyball we mentioned. There'll be some gymnastics meets in there, pickleball. Anything you can do in a wide open room similar to a convention center you can do in that building.
How long have you been involved in sports tourism here in our town?
Well, I was with the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce, CVB, Visit Myrtle Beach, and I did the sports tourism marketing over there for about 4 years.
Right.
And was kind of a part of this whole process, and you know, the city council and the mayor getting together and really talking about how we can make sports tourism even better than it is. And what we were really missing was that building. So I've been involved in those conversations since day one, and decided to go ahead and take a position with the Sports Facility Advisory out of Florida, who manages that building. So
you kind of grew up where? Maryland? Was it?
I grew up in Maryland and moved here about 15 years ago.
Did you ever vacation here?
You know, it's funny, I didn't. I came here once or twice, and that's it. And I wouldn't call it a vacation. I was kind of young back then when I came
When
here.
I was a kid, I didn't, and I only grew up here about 2.5 hours north of here.
Yeah.
And never came here, but once I got here, I never left.
Me
26
too.
years later.
I grew up going to Ocean City, Maryland.
Right.
And now there's no comparison. This place is just so much bigger and grander and more to do here, you know, in Myrtle Beach than Ocean City, Maryland, where you feel like you're kind of shoved on that little island.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a great example of something to do year-round.
Absolutely.
Wow, great weather this week, plenty of golf played. We will be back. Find out more about the golf, the restaurants, the dining, and more. Visit myrtlebeach.com. More of the Beach Ball Classic after this.
Got game? Then bring it to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The city of Myrtle Beach hosts more than 3,000 teams and 10,000 games each year and features first-class tournament facilities. From the expansive multi-purpose Grand Park Athletic Complex at the Market Common to the state-of-the-art all-weather synthetic track at the Doug Shaw Memorial Stadium. From home runs to hole-in-ones. If you've got game, then bring your tournament to the city of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
HTC Home Security watches over my family, home, business, and property 24 hours a day. And it's security I can afford to protect those that are most valuable to me. With free installation and a low monthly monitoring fee, HTC offers the added peace of mind and the protection that I need for the things that matter the most.
Get a security system for as low as $99 with free installation. Call HTC at 843-369-8971 today. Certain restrictions may apply.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
And we're about ready for the second half here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the 34th Beach Ball Classic, brought to you by visitmyrtlebeach.com. Mike Hogwood, Van Coleman, happy to be with you and watching one of the great high school teams in the country, Bishop Gorman. But as I look at the stats, Van, the thing that jumps off the page to me is that Shadow Mountain out-rebounded Bishop Gorman in the first half. Who would have thought that?
Well, I tell you what, Isaiah Jones might have thought that, because Isaiah Jones did a great job on the backboard. He's the key to that right now.
One guy's got to be happy with that is Mike Bibby, the coach of Shadow Mountain, and he's with Caroline Springs.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Mike Bibby. Coach, a three-pointer going into the halftime. How are you going to start the second half?
Definitely we want to try to get it with the stop. You know, we give up some putbacks for, 2 points, miss our free throws, 3 for 9 free throws. We do all those stuff, we're up in the game right now.
Okay, Coach, and how about Craig Randall stepping up, leading scorer tonight?
He's playing good. You know, I need everybody to be aggressive. You know, with him, he got the stroke. He's shooting. He feels good. He's shooting the ball good.
Okay, Coach, thank you so much. And thank you guys. Back to our game reporter. It's going to be a nice game here at the Beach Ball Classic.
All right, thanks a lot, Caroline. We had a 3 by Richie Thornton at the end of the half that made this the 7-point game, 40-33. Leading scorer in the game is Craig Randall of Shadow Mountain. You said he'd have to come up big. He's got 13 points.
He's been the guy, I mean, most consistent performer for them the whole half. You add in Isaiah Jones and the job that he's done. Those two things together really have been the difference of keeping them in the ball game. Richie Thornton hit that big 3, but you know what? That was the guy that Coach Bibby said, I'm going to back off of. I'm not going to play him tough, and he's been the thorn in their side. It basically is the difference in the game for Bishop Gorman.
8 points for Thornton. It's a 7-point game, you're right. And Thornton 2 for 4 from behind the arc. Chase Jeter, one of the top recruits in the country, averages a double-double, 15 points and 11 rebounds a game. He's got 6 boards in the first half, but was only 1 for 5 from the field and 3 points.
Another place where Isaiah Jones has made a difference. He's really disrupted his game. His physical play on the inside's done that job. I think Chase, you just got to step up and say, hey, if I'm going to Duke, I'm going to play every night against guys that can do this. I got to step up and play the game way I need to play, which is physical, tough, and get after it.
Steven Zimmerman, the 7-footer, the leading scorer for Bishop Gorman. He's got 9. Second half underway. There's Thornton, and he's got Zimmerman. The 3 a little short. Jeter, the big rebound. The Twin Towers, Zimmerman, Jeter, 7 foot, 6'11", 33 and 4. Blair does get the start the second half. Number 23 had 3 fouls in the first half. The 6'5" senior. Zimmerman, and he's fouled.
Looks like Zimmerman wants to be a little more active with the basketball. That's a good sign from Bishop Gorman because when he's lethargic, they don't play very well.
Darian Spotsville at 6'3", trying to defend the 7-footer, picked up the foul, his 3rd. There is Blair. Missed everything, but you know what? Maybe that was a pass off the backboard to Jeter. I'm sure he'd say it was.
I guarantee you that he'll tell his coach that that's what it was.
I just kind of...
He didn't see it, Coach. He didn't see it.
Right.
I don't think Wayne White's going to give him an assist on that, though, our statistician.
No, sir. Randall missed the 3. Gorman the other way. Here's Jeter.
In fact, we don't give credit sometimes to Wayne White, but he does a great job with the statistics here at the Beach Ball Classic. I don't think anybody does it quicker or better anywhere in the country.
Amati hits the 3. He can nail it from out there, and it's a 5-0 start to the second half for Gorman.
Well, Mike Bibby's not happy about that. He's getting up and exhorting his guys to put out some effort here.
Jones left it short. Zimmerman the rebound, the long pass. Jeter's got it. Oh, he doesn't miss many like that. We've told you Jeter struggled a little bit from the floor. That continues, and that's a big break for Shadow Mountain. Outside, the 3 won't go. Zimmerman, the big rebound. He's got a little meanness streak look to him here in the second half.
I tell you what,
you know?
You actually saw him block a guy out. Wasn't using his size that time. He was using his body.
Spotsville down with the rebound for Shadow Mountain. Inside, Ashby, strong move by the 6'5" junior. He's got 4 points.
I tell you what, he's made a couple nice moves like that during this game. He's not intimidated by the size around him. Ooh.
Zimmerman.
Sweet jump hook there.
Zimmerman's got 4 field goals from inside the arc to add along with a 3. He's now in double figures with 11. And timeout is called as a 7-point halftime lead has extended now to 12, 47-35. You talked about this earlier, and I want to revisit this. Gorman is a team that sometimes just plods along in the first half. And then if you look at their box scores on the season, they've had some big explosions in the second half. And we've seen a good start here.
You know, sometimes when you are very, very talented and you're big like they are, you just kind of play the game at whatever level your opponent plays it at. And then you have to realize, hey, we better wake up and get going, because when we don't get that done, we're going to get beat. They've already proven that to themselves. So I think that right now they came out at halftime knowing they were going to have to rebound better, be more aggressive, and they've done that, and it's led to a 12-point lead.
Ashby. Inside Jones. That time he's well defended. Back up with it. Zimmerman got a hand. That's a different Zimmerman this half. On the outlet to Thornton for two. Steven Zimmerman, 7-foot senior, big-time recruit. And that is a much-needed field goal from J.J. Rhymes. Where are they talking about Zimmerman headed to play?
Well, right now he's got 5 schools. It's Kentucky, Kansas, Arizona, UCLA, and UNLV. And a lot of people believe that he's real close to his parents, that he will not go very far from home. So Kentucky and Kansas got some work to do.
Wow. And I mean, he has come to play here in the second half.
Well, the thing about it is that it's up to him how good he wants to be anytime he steps on the floor. And that's the one thing, is consistency of that effort is really key.
Sometimes when you're 7 foot and as talented as he is, a lot of effort isn't required to have a good night, but it certainly will be when he gets to college next year. And he's given it here in the second half.
Yeah, I think more than anything, consistent effort is going to be wherever he ends up as far as his total career. And I'm talking college, pro, whatever. He's got to be a guy who comes every night and plays hard. Because to get to that last level and be successful, that's going to be the key for a guy like him with his skill set. He could have a long career if he develops that.
Yeah, that was my point. The guy's got skills. Misses the 3 there, but the stroke is sweet. Stolen by Thornton to Jeter for 2.
And Jeter just decided, I'm going to make sure I make this one.
Yeah, but how about Richie Thornton coming up with a big defensive play?
Great hands and a great pass. To see that play is amazing.
Well, as you mentioned, he had to step in for a great point guard, Noah Robakum, who's at Akron now, and he has done a whale of a job. Timeout, 11:31 to go in the game. Bishop Gorman on top of Shadow Mountain, 51-38. You're watching the Beach Ball Classic, brought to you by Visit MyrtleBeach.com.
Are you ready for a beach break? I'm Rick Elliott with Elliott Beach Rentals in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. For over 50 years, our family has been providing oceanfront beach homes and condominium vacation rentals. Start your vacation search today at ElliottBeachRentals.com.
You just made one mistake. Don't make another. Call Johnny Gardner Law.
Don't miss a chance to win the perfect Myrtle Beach vacation. Register now for your chance to win a 7-day stay in an oceanfront beach house. Treat your family or friends to a trip of a lifetime. Soak up the sun and fun and experience true Southern hospitality while enjoying quality time together. Nothing beats escaping to the beach. Enter today before it's too late. Click now and register for your chance to win a trip to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Passion, pride,
intensity, leadership,
teamwork,
memories.
6 days, 11 schools, 20 games,
22 teams.
One goal.
Advance to the dance.
Visit MyrtleBeach.com.
Big South basketball champion.
We'll see you in Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach Madness. Buy your tickets today.
Go big
or go home.
13-point lead, largest of the game by Bishop Gorman. 11.5 minutes to go here. It's been a good start to the second half for Bishop Gorman. 11-5, they've outscored Shadow Mountain. Every possession now critical for the Matadors. And that is a deep three, my goodness.
That was downtown.
4 threes in the game now for Randall. And almost came up with the steal. Went out off the foot of Randall. Craig Randall, 6'4" senior, has put on a little bit of a show here.
Tell you what, he's shown why Ole Miss, TCU love him, and that a lot of other schools are trying to get involved. But I think right now that's the right level for him.
Zimmerman on the drive. Boy, is he athletic.
Big
for a
fella
7-footer.
Big fella can put it on the floor and get to the rim. You give him any kind of breakthrough, he's going to go. Little daylight, he'll get to the rim.
Zimmerman leading scorer for Bishop Gorman. Rhymes pulls it out. He's a guy that's got to get going. And Rhymes, foul is going to be on Zimmerman, and he may go to the line for 3. Third foul on Zimmerman. Rhymes just 3 for 10 in the game. Coming off an 18-point performance.
You know, that when you look at that kind of foul, that's a silly foul for Steven Zimmerman. Man's 22 foot from the basket. If he makes that, give it to him. Guys, he's 2 for 9 going into that shot. You just don't make it easy for him at the free throw line. Well, we just made it hard for him, I guess. I guess I shouldn't have assumed he was going to make those.
Rhymes now 4 for 7 on the game from the line. That makes it a 10-point game. Boy, if Rhymes could get hot, that would be a big difference maker. He and Randall are the scorers. And there goes the 3 ball by Almaty. He's a bit of a streaky 3-point shooter. He had 4 threes in the game against Socastee. He's got a couple here tonight. Turnover. Thornton has it blocked. Zimmerman ran the floor. So did Jeter. And it is just tough to defend height.
You can't give him 4 shots at point blank and not expect something to go down. I think the more impressive part of that, though, Mike, was the fact that the bigs outran everybody else down the floor.
Jeter and Zimmerman showing the ability to run. Zimmerman now with 15 points and 7 rebounds. Jeter with a block. Boy, the big guy can really play, and he runs the floor and scores. Blocked it at one end, ran the floor, got the dunk at the other.
And his big man teammate set it all up with a great up-the-court pass.
3 won't go. Gorman threatening to break this game wide open.
Right now, it'd be a good time for Mike Bibby to call a timeout and get his Chargers back under control here a little bit.
Jeter on his way to a double-double. He's got 11 rebounds, as well as 9 points. Stay tuned immediately following the game as we select our HTC player of the game, who will receive a specially designed HTC game ball for their outstanding efforts in today's game. HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
I'll tell you what, in this one it's going to be tough to call as far as the player of the game if Gorman is the team that goes ahead and wins this ball game, because at this point.
Well, you know what? You've got 2 guys, Jeter and Zimmerman. They average double-doubles on the season. Both of them are on their way to double-doubles here.
They both are, but I think the guy that really has had as much impact on where they're at right now is Richie Thornton with his 10 points and 5 assists.
Yeah, you know, and let's talk about those 5 assists, too. He had 6 assists in the first game in this event, so that's now 11 total assists. This game has got still 9 minutes and 14 seconds left. And you hate to say this team had a question mark. I mean, everybody knew this was going to be a great Bishop Gorman team, but the one question mark was what was going to happen at point guard. And Richie Thornton had a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
Yeah, he did, and he struggled early in the season. It seems like he's starting to play out of that. He's having a very fine game. Now, we still got 9 minutes left, so we might change our mind about 3 times between now and the end of the ball game.
Ashby can't hit it. And guess who comes up with it? Richie Thornton. Pass ahead. What a pass! Jeter gets it, but that was a great look by Richie Thornton.
That's right. That's why I picked him out as the player that I thought has as much impact on this game as anyone has. When his team needed it, he's been very, very good.
Randall can't hit it. And there's another assist on the part of Zimmerman. Count it. He'll go to the line.
That's the 8th assist for Thornton. And I tell you what, he looks for his bigs. He knows how the bread's buttered.
Let's take a look, our HTC replay of watch number 2. And Zimmerman will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. Zimmerman now with 17 points, along with 8 rebounds. Jeter's got his double-double, 11 points, 11 rebounds. And Bishop Gorman has broken this game open.
It was a 2-possession game. It was a 6-point game, and it was 43-37, and boom. Just like that, Gorman puts it out to 20 points.
It was a 7-point Bishop Gorman lead at halftime, and they had to hit a 3 at the buzzer to get that. Just think if they'd missed that shot, it would have been a 4-point game. Jones.
And I think mentally, Shadow Mountain would have been in a different place. That last 3 by Thornton really was big.
Oh, my goodness. We almost had a highlight reel dunk there as Zimmerman tried to one-hand grab it and slam it in. Not able to do it.
Didn't miss it by much. It was off about 6 inches from where he needed it to catch it close to the basket.
Zimmerman and Jeter have been playing so well, we haven't seen Zach Collins until now. And so another 6'11" outstanding player is in.
And our man Richie Thornton gets an illegal screen set on him, pick, and gets the ball at the turnover.
That's the 4th foul on Darian Spottsville. 8 minutes to go. Bishop Gorman has taken control of this game. Not a good possession there. Here comes Randall. That's a contested 3. Short. You get the offensive rebound like Osborne did. You got to hang on to it. Jeter again, and guess who with the assist? Richie Thornton, another assist. Jeter on the receiving end.
Boy, he's looking a lot like Noah Robotham right now, I'll tell you that much.
Jeter goes for the block. It's going to be called for the foul. It'll be his 3rd. And going to the line will be J.J. Rhymes.
Yeah, Rhymes hasn't done much here for a few minutes. He needs to get back in the flow offensively.
And he's 4 for 8 from the free throw line.
The big thing is that they've taken Craig Randall out of this second half. He's only got 3 points in the second half. He's really struggled to get in the offensive flow.
I'll tell you who else they've taken out of this second half, Isaiah Jones. They have really played great defense on him, and he has not had a good look at the basket yet, has not scored here in the second half.
And hasn't had much effect on the backboard either. Does not have a rebound in the second half. You think Grant Rice maybe got on his bigs about blocking out and getting position?
Whatever he did, they have been different here in the second half, and different in a good way. Thornton. Here's Blair. Senior takes it in the paint, leaves it for Collins. Rims out, and look at Collins continue to fight for it. Well, a lot of that is just plain desire.
Gorman dominating with their effort in this half. Almost like watching a different team from the first half to the second half as far as their effort overall.
Here's a number for you. They were out-rebounded in the first half. In the second half, they are +9. Out-rebounding Shadow Mountain. That's a huge difference.
And that's positioning and effort.
Turnovers have been an issue for Shadow Mountain throughout this game. Turned it over again. Zimmerman will take the three.
Tell you what, whenever it goes, leaves his hand, you always believe it might have a chance of going in.
Down to Ashby. Zimmerman alters the shot. Thornton the other way.
Tried to get a little too fancy on that one.
Spotsville, with those 4 fouls, did a good job defending him. Randall driving in, and the foul's going to be whistled, I believe, on Collins.
Yeah, Collins gave up on taking the charge right at the end, moved his body. If he'd have stayed put, it would have got fouled and went the other way.
Second foul on Collins.
I guess he couldn't decide whether he was going to take the charge or flop. He got caught in the middle. They called the foul on him anyway.
Make a decision, and again to the line, but that was not a shooting foul. This is the largest lead of the game at 24 now for Bishop Gorman. Shooting has been an issue here in the second half for Shadow Mountain. Foul was on Collins. Let's take a look at it again on our HTC replay as he went for the block. Got Malik Osborne with his body, and Osborne to the line for 2. First trip to the line for the 6'3" senior. Shadow Mountain shooting below 50% as a team from the free throw line.
You know, that's one of the reasons that the whole difference in the game early was set by the fact they couldn't make their free throws. It's one of those things where when you have to set the tone, you got to stay in the game. And they didn't make free throws when they had to, and that's got them in a position where they're at.
Been a great day of basketball here today. We've had some really close games. This is not going to be one of them. Collins going to be whistled for the offensive foul. Pushed off trying to make that spin move to the bucket. Grant Rice didn't quite agree with it.
Well, the funny thing is, Mike, we're seeing the Bishop Gorman team that everybody thought they were going to see early in the year, and they went through that adjustment, learning how to play without Noah Robotham. Now they are that kind of team.
That shot was altered by Zimmerman, and he runs out. They don't see him. Collins left a 3 short.
Now
and the loose ball goes to Charles O'Bannon.
That's when you know things aren't going well for you, is when you dribble it off your own foot and give up a layup.
You know, we've got some really good teams here in Myrtle Beach, Van, but I got to say, this is the second time I've seen this Bishop Gorman team, and you got to believe that they are solid contenders to take the trophy here.
Well, certainly they are. You know, they started the year rated the number 4 team in America in high school basketball. But I think a lot of people didn't realize it was going to take some time to adjust to get the backcourt playing at the level of the rest of the team, that front court. And now they're starting to do that.
One of the few bright spots for Shadow Mountain has been Craig Randall, who just hit that 3. He's got 5 threes in the game, but has not been enough to offset the great play by the talented big men and the point guard, Richie Thornton of Bishop Gorman.
Some of the young kids getting into the game a little bit for Gorman here. You know, they got to make the adjustment. You know, Charles O'Bannon got his head down a little bit after that pass. You know, you got to play together.
Julian Payton, who, as we said, was Gary Payton's son, is in the game now, number 10. He's a junior, but he looks like he's about 12.
So I said, you know, he ain't shaven yet, my friend. He's got some growth yet coming.
The kick out to Randall, and that was not a smart foul. Randall hits the 3. He's got 6 of them in the game, and he was fouled. Is it enough? 3:55 to go. Bishop Gorman leading Shadow Mountain 70-52. You're watching the Beach Ball Classic from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, brought to you by visitmyrtlebeach.com.
Passion. Pride.
Intensity.
Leadership.
Teamwork.
Memories.
6 days. 11 schools. 20 games.
22 teams.
One goal.
Advance to the dance. Visit myrtlebeach.com.
Big South basketball champion.
We'll see you in Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach Madness. Buy your tickets today.
Go big
or go home.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at visitmyrtlebeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
My HTC digital cable service connects me to my favorite shows and new release movies with video on demand, so I can watch what I want, when I want. And I can choose from more than 200 channels, including digital cable sports. I'll never miss a play for my favorite team in any season. With HTC, it's a win-win, because HTC connects me with the things that mean the most.
Score big with ESPN3. More college sports action on 8 more channels. Only $5 a month on Passport Plus. Call 369-8967.
HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Seconds.
3:55 to go. We welcome you back to the Beach Ball Classic, brought to you by visitmyrtlebeach.com. Craig Randall will be going to the line. He has been the real star tonight for Shadow Mountain. He's got 22 points, and he shot the ball better. 8 for 16, 50%.
I'll tell you what, going to the gym made a difference for him, Mike. He's got 6 threes. If he hits another one, he gets into the record book as one of the guys that gets on the list. 9 is the overall record for the tournament, but 7 gets you into the Beach Ball Classic program.
And you stay there for a while.
That's right. You can be there for a while with 7. You know, one of the funny things is these young kids got on the floor, and they've struggled a little bit. It gets any closer than this, and they're going to cut their playing time down.
Collins offensive rebound and put back. He's got 8.
Zach Collins wants to play. You can see that. I think Coach told him, gets any closer, I got to pull you.
Randall can't hit it. Tried to get the record right there. Look at Zimmerman run the floor. And the nice pass to Nomea. His first field goal, but Zimmerman running the floor like a guard.
Well, you know, and he pushes it out with the dribble. He's not afraid to turn and start the break.
The difference in this second half, Shadow Mountain has just not shot well at all. 26% they've shot. And that number goes down a little bit more off the miss there. Outlet to Peyton. Oh, the no-look pass. That was not a good pass.
Anticipated where he thought Zimmerman was going to go rather than knowing where he was.
Randall going to be fouled by Collins. 4th foul on Zach Collins with 2:40 left. And Bishop Gorman with a dominating win over Socastee in their first game, 84-39. And a pretty impressive performance here again. They have really not had a serious challenge. Now, this game started on the side of Shadow Mountain as they went out to an early lead, played well in the first couple of minutes. And the first half was close. It was a 4-point game until Thornton hit a shot at the first half buzzer to make this a 7-point game.
And it almost like it just took the air out of them. They just gotten themselves back in the game again. I think they were feeling pretty good. Randall just hit a 3, if I think I remember right before that.
Exactly. And
it just seemed to take the air right out of them going into halftime.
Jeter to Zimmerman. Inside Nemea, and that'll be Peyton taking the shot. under pressure. Second field goal by Julian Payton. And I think Payton's going to be whistled for the foul down at the other end. First foul on Julian Payton, and it will send Destin Nassar to the line for the first time. He's got one field goal, 2 points.
I'll tell you what, the toughest thing we've got to do right now is pick the player of the game. I got Zimmerman with a double-double, Jeter with a double-double, and Thornton almost with a double-double.
I'm going to tell you who I'm going with. I'm going with Thornton. I'm going to vote for him. 10 points and 8 rebounds. I mean, eight assists.
Well,
8 assists. You know, you expect the double-double from the big guys. But if you can get your point guard playing the way Thornton has tonight, you can win the Beach Ball Classic.
That's right. If he plays this way the rest of the way, I think they're going to be very, very tough to beat. And I think that I agree. I think this is a night he deserves it because he made the plays when it needed to be made. He hit the big shot right at the end of the half, which really seemed to change the game. I think that's a good call.
You know, and again, I think that was a great point. That shot at the end of the half did as much as anything. Another turnover. It's now 19 on the game. And Chase Jeter may have just, I think, picked up his 4th foul as I have it.
Well, at this point, probably not too worried about whether it has to go to the bench.
Well, they're clearing the bench right now anyway. As going to give a couple of guys a few minutes. Zimmerman will leave. Zimmerman with 17 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double. Jeter leaves. He had 15 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double. And Thornton leaves as well. Great game for the young guard.
Just might be one of those games you can build the confidence on that can help them get back to where they want to go, which is a state championship at the end of the year.
Pretty incredible. They've won 5 out of 6 championships, 3 state titles in a row. And you'd have to say, you live out in Nevada, that they'd be one of the favorites to take that state title again.
Yeah, I think right now that as this backcourt matures, I think they definitely are becoming that very quickly.
Ryan Cronin is in. Guys getting a little playing time. Cole Michaels. As Bishop Gorman is going to advance again, and for the second game in this event, looks like they're going to score 80 points or more. They're at 78 right now, 1:15 left. We didn't mention it. Grant Wright's older brother Dave is the head coach at UNLV. It's a real basketball family affair in the city of Las Vegas.
Yes, and you know, his brother has got a very young team, but they've been playing very well of late. Looks like they're starting to mature as well. The Running Rebels got them buzzing a little bit out there in the Land of Lights.
Brother Dave, 6 years older than Grant, but got to be proud of his younger brother, what he's done. Under a minute to play here. This is the final game of the day. Well, what a game we saw just a game before this one between Sage Knott and Knott County Central. 1-point game that was.
Came down to the end. We had a couple good ones today.
And a game you were involved in earlier today. Franklin gets 39 points from Luke Kennard, another guy who's headed to Duke. He and Chase Jeter are going to be teammates. But Kennard has been so impressive in this event.
Well, he's had 52 and 39 in his first 2 games. That's a pretty fair average. 45.5 points a game. I figure about anybody take that from anybody.
15 seconds left, 18-point lead by Bishop Gorman.
Impressive second half performance by the Bishop Gorman Gales. They struggled a little bit early, but they really came on in the second half.
Bishop Gorman will get rested up. Play tomorrow for a chance to be in the championship game. That's it. Bishop Gorman beats Shadow Mountain 78-60. They led by 7 at halftime. And then I thought they were totally dominant here in the second half, coming away with a win, 78-60. They get double-doubles from their twin towers in the middle, Steven Zimmerman and Chase Jeter, the other 6'11 player. Zach Collins comes off the bench and plays well. Richie Thornton is going to be our player of the game. Hopefully we'll get a word with him in just a moment. He had 10 points. He was 4 for 9 from the field. He had a couple of threes. He had 8 assists. And, boy, I tell you what, when you can get good guard play and have the post players, there are not many high school teams in America that have the post play that this team from Bishop Gorman has.
Yeah, there's not many colleges in America that have this post play in a lot of cases. They have size, they shoot the ball, they pass the ball to one another, they're very unselfish. That's the amazing thing about how they play together, that trio, especially when they get all of them on the court at the same time, Mike. You can almost run a triangle high-low with those guys and get the job done.
Caroline Springs going to try to catch up in a moment with our player of the game, Richie Thornton. We get the coach over there. Okay, we'll get Grant Rice, who's got to be awfully proud of his team. He's with Caroline Springs now, so we'll head over there. Caroline.
Thanks, guys. Here with Coach Rice. You're good, Coach. Big win for you guys tonight. How do you feel about your team's performance?
I feel good. You know, it was a tough battle. They gave us all we could handle there. They made a ton of threes and made some really tough shots, but I was proud of our effort in the second half. We had a lot of guys that stepped up tonight. All 3 of our bigs played really well, and then Richie Thornton, I thought, had his best game of the year.
Absolutely, Coach. And, you know, one thing that we saw from the sidelines was you as a coach. I don't think we ever saw you sat down. You're constantly coaching.
I would like to sit down a little more, but sometimes you just can't control yourself. But, no, good effort by our guys. A late game here. Obviously, we were a little delayed, but I'm excited the way we started that second half.
Okay, Coach. And how are you going to prep tomorrow?
Well, we play Sagemont. I mean, they're a great team. They were 33-0 last year. We're actually very similar. We're bigger than them. They're a little more athletic than us, but we kind of run the same thing. So I think it should be a great semifinal game.
Okay, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Mike and Van win tonight.
Indeed, and you know, I liked what he said about Richie Thornton.
That's right, best game of the year.
Best game of the year, and I really think that game with Sagemont is going to be a big, big game. 78-60 will close things out from here in just a moment from the Beach Ball Classic in Myrtle Beach, brought to you by visitmyrtlebeach.com.
Don't miss a chance to win the perfect Myrtle Beach vacation. Register now for your chance to win a 7-day stay in an oceanfront beach house. Treat your family or friends to a trip of a lifetime. Soak up the sun and fun and experience true Southern hospitality while enjoying quality time together. Nothing beats escaping to the beach. Enter today before it's too late. Click now and register for your chance to win a trip to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is upping our game with a brand new state-of-the-art indoor sports complex. The Myrtle Beach Sports Center is just steps from the Atlantic Ocean and features 100,000 square feet of year-round tournament and event space. The center offers a combination of 8 regulation basketball courts, 16 volleyball courts, and more. With over 70,000 square feet of free span space, this massive venue can host everything from mat sports to trade shows. For more information or to book your event, contact the Myrtle Beach Sports Center today.
Are you ready for a beach break? I'm Rick Elliott with Elliott Beach Rentals in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. For over 50 years, our family has been providing oceanfront beach homes and condominium vacation rentals. Start your vacation search today at ElliottBeachRentals.com.
You just made one mistake. Don't make another. Call Johnny Gardner Law.
Passion. Pride.
Intensity.
Leadership.
Teamwork.
Memories.
6 days. 11 schools. 20 games.
22 teams.
One goal.
Advance to the dance. Visit MyrtleBeach.com.
Big South basketball champion.
We'll see you in Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach Madness. Buy your tickets today. Go big or go home.
Well, we have had a great day of basketball in the 34th Beach Ball Classic here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And as we wrap things up, you talk about this team, which now is going to play Sagemont, and I'd pay money. I'd buy a ticket to see that game tomorrow.
Well, you can do that, Mike. I think I'm going to be probably working that game, so
okay.
I'm not going to pay to get there.
I'll be the game before, but I'll be staying here to stay and watch it. Our HTC player of the game, Richie Thornton, as we talked about just a moment ago.
Richie Thornton had a great game. 10 points, 8 assists, hit the big three at the end of the first half that really took the air out of Shadow Mountain after they fought their way back in, got it down to 4.
And he gets the basketball, right? With
yeah,
the HTC
he gets the basketball.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Coach Rice said it, and he said it right. It was his best game of the year. It's the first time he's looked like the point guard that can lead them to a state championship or a championship at the Beach Ball Classic. I think that was a key game for him.
Yeah, and our action actually gets underway tomorrow at 3:30. The other semifinal will be at 7 o'clock. Huff and Franklin. I think that's going to be a good game as well. You've seen Franklin.
It's going to be a great game. What I look at is that Huff's got the big man Luke May, who flat. If you get him the ball, he's going to score. I mean, that's just what he is. He's going to North Carolina. I know that Roy loves him. And then I look on the other side, and hey, anybody that's got Luke Kennard has got a chance to get in a shootout with anybody. Guy's averaging 45.5 points a game here at the Beach Ball Classic. He's putting on a great show. Folks, you got to tune in. You got to watch him play because this young man can light it up.
It's going to be a fun day tomorrow. We hope to see you here. It has been a great day today, and for our entire crew and Van Gorman, my partner here, we'll see you tomorrow. I'm Mike Hogwood, and we'll say so long for now from the Beach Ball Classic in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Final score of this game, Bishop Gorman 78, Shadow Mountain 60. Good night, everybody.